Hiya! In this Robyn Rambles I'm going to be rambling on about one of my favourite bands, All Time Low. All Time Low is a 4-piece band and has been a band since about 2003 when the guys first got together. The band consists of Alex Gaskarth, Jack Barakat, Zack, Merrick and Rian Dawson. Alex does the rhythm guitar and lead vocals, Jack does lead guitar and backing vocals, Zack plays the bass and backing vocals and Rian plays the drums. I discovered All Time Low around about 2010ish. I can't honestly remember. I know it was right at the start of my high school, so I was either in first or second year. But I can't remember. I just kinda started. As I said, I discovered All Time Low round about the 2010 mark when I was in my first or second year of high school. So I was about 12 or 13 years old when I first discovered them. I can't exactly remember how I discovered them, but I do remember the people I knew would listen to the alternative pop punk music, and from that I would listen to it. At that time, All Time Low had just released an album called Nothing Personal, so naturally a lot of people were listening to it, and one of the singles off of Nothing Personal was Weightless, so again a lot of people were listening to Weightless. So I guess you could count that as the time that I discovered All Time Low, although I do specifically and very vividly remember watching a video on YouTube about them, and I was just scrolling through YouTube as you do, and as I was scrolling through it I came across this video and it said something along the lines of Jack falls and Alex jumps on him, or Alex falls and Jack jumps on him, I can't remember, and it was like a live performance type video, so I thought okay, I'll give it a wee watch and see what I think. I really only wanted to see whoever it was fall and then whoever it was jump on him. That's all I wanted to see, but I ended up watching the entire video and I liked the song, though to this day I can't remember what the song was because I wasn't fully paying attention to the song. I just remember enjoying it and not wanting to click away. As fate would have it, I ended up watching the 4 to 5 minute video, and would you know, YouTube did YouTube's magical thing and gave me all the suggestions, and they were all Time Low related videos. And that started my spiral into the All Time Low side of YouTube, where I was stuck there for hours, wondering what my life was. From that moment I quickly became an All Time Low fan. I watched so many of their videos and thoroughly loved it and just needed to watch more. And I think that would really be the moment I became a fan, even though I had heard Weightless quite a lot through friends. It was just one of those songs where my friends would always play it, so I just learned to like it. And I was never really that interested in the music that was being played, I was more interested in the conversation, and before I knew it, I was walking in going, I really like this band, and people were like that, oh yeah, we were playing them, we've been playing them for months. And it all sort of clicked then, but I say that's more how I found them, through YouTube rather than my friends, because I didn't actually know who sang the song when my friends were listening to it. And on YouTube everything was All Time Low, All Time Low, All Time Low, All Time Low, so I kind of got the hint. Even though I said the friends I had at the time were one of the reasons I had found All Time Low, another sort of main factor to it was I had one of those big fights that you get into when you're in high school where everyone hates each other, and as I can remember the events happening, I ended up being the one that everyone hated, so I kind of left the group. And I was on my own for a while, and YouTube's kind of where I went to for a wee bit of brightening up, let's say. It was funny to watch videos and they made me laugh, so I went there. So finding All Time Low on YouTube just kind of brightened things up a wee bit for me and made everything a wee bit easier, and then with my friends liking the same music, and yeah, all kind of worked out quite nicely in the end. But I don't think I would have found them as much if I hadn't been in that sort of the bubble with my friends. Now moving on from those sad depressing times in high school into a bit more happier times where I'm in college, I'm loving life and I'm studying what I want. More specifically, the moment I actually got to meet All Time Low. I met All Time Low this year. I met them back in March, and I've been a fan at this point for 8 years. That just sounds weird to say, that I've been a fan for 8 years, and I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, on Monday the 12th of March 2018, I finally got to meet All Time Low. I got this opportunity through the band's fan club, which is called the Hustlers. It's a yearly subscription fee. I think it's £30. That's including the postage and packaging, because I get a t-shirt, a wristband and a poster, as well as access to the website, the pre-sales and meet and greet and early entries. Every time I had pre-ordered tickets through the website, which is the only way you can get the access to the meet and greet, it needs to be through the website, you had to wait until closer to the concert before you could fill in the form for a meet and greet. Now the concerts, when they come to the UK, more specifically Glasgow, are always round about the February-March time, which is then when when lecturers and teachers are sort of, right, okay, your exams are coming up, so you really need to focus and pay attention, and students start to get sort of panicky and stressed, and that's exactly what was happening to me. And then by the time I went, oh, autumn low meet and greet, the deadline had been and gone, and I was left with nothing. But this year what they did is, as soon as you bought your tickets, you could automatically sign up for the meet and greet, which was brilliant. It meant I could do it all in the one time, and the tickets normally get released around about September. So I could fill everything out in September where there's no real stress, there's no real worries, and send it all away, and then I'd hear about it later on, because I think I had to wait until about February time to hear if I got the meet and greet. Then it was like 2 days before instructions were sent out. And then everything was done and I didn't need to worry about it anymore. I just had to worry whether I was going to get the meet and greet or not. Which did kind of, I hope I get it, because I really like that. And I think this year when I got the email through saying that, congratulations, you've been awarded a all-time low meet and greet for the day I had, I'm sure I melted into a pool of excitement on my bed. I'm also 100% sure I dropped my phone, because I think I was waking up for college and I woke up at 6 o'clock for this one morning for some reason, and the phone left my hands, my soul left my body, and my body melted and became one with my bed. Just out of sheer excitement, because I just was sitting there going, I get to meet all time low. So showing up to the meet and greet, I had no idea what to expect. I had never been to a meet and greet for a band before. I had been to conventions before and did sort of going around getting people's autographs and photo opportunities, but I had never been to a band meet and greet before. As you would expect, this was all new to me and I was really quite nervous about going because I didn't want to miss it and I didn't want to mess it up. So I showed up about an hour earlier than what we were asked to, and I waited in the queue, which we then ended up waiting for an extra 40 minutes, which I still don't know why we waited an extra 40 minutes. I just know we did. But anyway. So we were waiting for a long time and there was quite a lot of people round about me who had done meet and greets from All Time Low before, so they had a bit of knowledge as what to expect. They knew what was going to happen, how things should happen and how it had happened in the past. Whereas I'm standing here going, I don't really know what's happening, so like I'm just up for seeing them. When we got in there, we stood for a bit longer and there was no sign of the band, but there looked like there was a wee photo booth thing. So some people had said, oh, this isn't like before and da 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 da. Again, new to me, so I was quite happy just to accept what was going on round about me. We were then all asked to crowd round this gentleman and he explained to us what exactly was going to happen, and I think one of the phrases that really set everybody off was when he said, this isn't a meet and greet, this is a photo opportunity, which everyone here hadn't either paid or signed up for a photo opportunity. It was a meet and greet, so a lot of people got angry, though my head instantly went to, but you still get to meet them. You get to meet them and potentially get a hug from some of them. There's no downfall in my mind. But naturally people who had been before, which were really different, apparently it was just you got to wander about, it was all very casual, there was no queues, there was no speeding you past anyone, you could talk to them and all of this. Apparently they knew it differently, but to me I didn't know anything differently, and where their version sounded so cool, I was just quite happy to be getting to meet them, so see if it was just a wee quick photo and that was that, I'm all good. Like, I'll take the photo, if that's all you're offering me, I'll take it. I took it and it was really good. But we were told that this photo opportunity was the only time we were going to have to speak to the guys, so you had to make it count. I get really anxious about things like this, and that's exactly what happened. I get anxious and made a complete fool of myself. So, what was it that I did to make a complete and utter fool of myself? Well, like the guy said, you've only got this time to talk to them, so make it count. Okay, so I walk right up, and the order goes Jack, Ryan, you, Alex, and Zack. So I walk right up, get to about here with Jack, and I stand silent. I stand there so quiet because I just looked at him and thought, eh. And it wasn't until like we had the photographer, must have been a manager or a tour manager, and then the guy who had been dealing with us, and I don't know who said it, but one of them went, "Are you gonna say something?" As he had said that, I made it known that there was a human standing here. Jack spun round and said hi, and I just kind of like, hi. And I gave Jack a hug. I then moved from Jack to Ryan, but while I was moving, I just went, "I'm really nervous." And Ryan had said, "Oh, don't worry, we're nervous too," and gave me a hug. Then I stood in between Ryan and Alex, and we got the photo taken. This photo. But when I looked at Alex before we stood and got the photo taken, I looked up at Alex and just went, "You guys are a lot taller than I expected." And Alex just came out with, "Yeah, we did a lot of growing in our youth." Robyn, you had one chance, and that is how you decided to use it. I was nervous, okay? It's not like you did anything to help me. You stood there and watched it happen. If you're so clever, you should have stepped in and said something. I did try. I told you what to say. You walked in there ready and prepared, before you were slapped in the face by your stupidity and became a mumbling mess. You only showed up after I met them. You never show up before anything happens, only after. At least I showed up. I was only trying to help you. How? It already happened. You couldn't have changed it. How would you have been of any help after it? Fine then. Next time, I'll leave you on your own. You can deal with it yourself. Shh. Seriously? New songs! So, they brought out 2 new songs. Everything is Fine and Birthday. I love both of them. Birthday has taken me a wee bit of time to get into, though it always takes me a wee bit of time to get into a new song. So, not that bothered. But what gets me really excited is the fact that if these are 2 new songs, that means there's a new album coming out, which then means there's a new tour! And they're coming back to the UK. Which means they're coming back to Glasgow. And that means they're coming back to Scotland. That's all I really wanted to say on that. New songs. And to shut her up. So basically, I really love this band and have done so for about 8 years now. Yes, I should have had what little time I had to speak to the guys to say something other than, "I'm so nervous, you're so tall." But I told you should have. You told me that after I had already met them. Yeah, donkey. Do not come here. You know that won't work on me because me and you are one and the same. Pacificus totalis. Oh my lord, Aaron. I didn't actually think that was going to work. I'm going to enjoy this. Oh well then, thank you all for listening to my ramble on All Time Low. I hope you enjoyed this little insight into one of my favourite bands of all time. Hehe, All Time Low. If you want to listen to any of their music, then if you click the wee info card up here, it will take you to a playlist that I made up that has all of my favourite music videos that they've done in it. Or you can check down in the description below where you will find the band's main Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and you can check them out that way. I'll see you all again next week when I come back to ramble a wee bit more, but for now I'm going to go figure out how to unfreeze Ramble. Because I kind of need her to help me with the script for a video. Oops. Anyway, I'll see you later. Knox. Take your breath, don't it sound so easy? Never ever doubt, now I'm going crazy. Watching from the floor. Take your breath and let the rest go. Never said that cash flow leaves me away wanting more. Cause I got your bitch, I'm coming with you. Tell me where I come in. There's a story at the bottom of the bottle and I'm the bit. You are my last when I get harder. You only took one night. Caught in the eye for hurricane. We had to say goodbye. I wanna know that you're somewhere.